Do you ever find yourself facing anticipated trouble? By anticipated trouble, I mean just that. It's not necessarily what you're facing at this moment, but it's what you fear might be just over the horizon of time. Beautifully, God understands our disposition to borrow trouble from tomorrow, and it's one of the ways he pledges his presence and his power to be at work in our lives. In Psalm 121 and verse 5, God puts it this way. It says, "The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand." So the first thing he says there is he's our keeper. And that's really a powerful word. Anybody ever ask you if you could keep a secret? What are they asking you? Can you hold on to this? Can I tell you something and you won't let it go? That's exactly what God's saying here. He's got us. He won't let us go. In fact, this is a word that was used of shepherds because they had to keep the sheep because the sheep were so incredibly vulnerable. And God's saying, I've got you even in your vulnerable places. In fact, he explodes that idea of protecting us in the midst of our vulnerable places in the second half of this verse where he says, the Lord is the shade on your right hand. That might not make much sense to us initially, but if we understand that it actually comes from the battlefront, where a warrior would have a shield on his left arm, where he could swing out like this, but that makes his right side his vulnerable place. But if you got a battle buddy on your right side, and he's got a shield on his left arm, then his shield is throwing shade on your right hand. He's got your blind side. He's got your vulnerable place. And it's exactly what God is promising to those who look believing to him. It won't necessarily be cushioned from life's troubles, but we will be carried through them. I know a bunch of people who've gone through incredible times of trouble, and they say, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, but I wouldn't trade it for anything because of what I experienced of the reality of God's presence in the midst of that. That is so encouraging to me. So let's, in the face of the troubles we face, look believing to him. Let's hold on to the one who holds on to us. And that's today's 2-Minute Toolbox.